What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has let everyone know in a recent interview in Fight Hub, I'll leave the link in the description box, that Anthony Joshua states he wants to go back to Madison Square Garden. He states that, yeah, that's where it went wrong. That's where I was beat. Let's have it there. Of course, Eddie Hearn was trying to talk him into having it in the UK since he'll have an advantage of the UK. And he was like, well, yeah, but I'm the challenger now. I'm not the champion. So if it went wrong there, I think we should make amends in Madison Square Garden, and Eddie also went on to say that, of course, he recapped on Deontay Wilder's comments and called him, having no class, and this is what he had to say. He said, well, let's say that Ruiz knocks out Wilder. Would Anthony Joshua be the one to say, aha, yeah, you got whooped and got beat? Like, no. He would say, hey, you can fight again, pick yourself up, refocus, and get better, but everyone's not like that. This team, Eddie states, is, we don't thrive off other people's downfall. Some people have to do that. And then that's why he explained also why Deontay Wilder has got so popular over the last year and a half, because, yeah, he's a good boxer, he said, and he has some great, exciting fights, but he's been using Anthony Joshua's name anywhere he can. And where haven't you seen in an interview with Deontay Wilder where he hasn't done that? You see what I'm saying? Like, you've got a gang of Anthony Joshua videos and interviews where he doesn't have to talk about Deontay Wilder at all. But that's not the case with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has to constantly reverberate Anthony Joshua's name to keep people's interest of how that fight could not have happened, and keep it just up in the air. So keep people thinking, okay, well, maybe it'll happen this time and maybe it happened that time. So, but what we found out over time, when offers have just been, amplified out by the news media of how much these offers were, we could tell that was a bunch of bullshit finally, So Eddie went on to say, that's not how we do it. We don't do that here, but again, him and Joshua has some discussing to do, and Eddie responded also to the demands that Ruiz. He said, well, he had an opportunity. We chose him. He was a volunteer. He wasn't a mandatory. If it was a mandatory, this would be a totally different story. And he said, if Andy Ruiz is able to beat Joshua the second time, then he's looking at superstardom. So he has one more step to go if he wants to achieve that particular status. Okay. So that would be something for Andy Ruiz. Again, Eddie was adamant on they don't give Andy Ruiz enough credit, for what he's done, and actually taking the chance, like I said, daring to be great. He wanted to fight for the unified champion, and all these other motherfuckers found an excuse. You know what I'm saying? When you give someone an opportunity and they find an excuse, that's not championship status. That's not having the heart of a champion to me. That's just using any excuse on why you shouldn't take an opportunity. That's my counterpunch on that. But the important news and what I got out of this interview with Eddie Hearn is he has to beat Joshua again. Joshua wants to fight in Madison Square Garden. Joshua was absolutely fine, as we know. I already did an interview when he was interviewed, I think, from IFL. But this particular interview, he let us know where Anthony Joshua stood as far as where the venue should be. So if I'm Eddie Hearn, I know he probably has phobia or some type of caution or concern with having it in Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? Maybe he's kind of jaded, or looks at that venue as a bad stigma since he's already been beat there. You know, the energy of the arena or whatever, the place, you know, maybe the same thing could happen. You know what I mean? Some people are superstitious to that point where it's not really superstition. It's like a mentality of, okay, well, if you've been in this ring before and maybe you're feeling the same way, you know, the way you felt like I've been in this before, that might have some power over you mentally, you know, how you perform the second time. But he did say, Anthony Joshua, a fire has been refueled in him, you know, and he's ready to go. You know, he's ready to take this rematch, and that's the good kind of attitude. And what I didn't know, what the amount of money that Anthony Joshua made. He made $200 million. Dude, look, there is no way in hell someone with $200 million that they made. What the hell? But anyway, there is no way someone with $200 million could be still that hungry. If you notice across his shirt, he says, stay hungry, right? Well, that's hard to believe. That's hard to believe that he is that hungry. So I agree with Eddie on this term. This is probably what he needed. You know, I was listening to a video by Bruce fucking Vane, and he made a lot of sense. Anthony Joshua's been everywhere across the board of success, but rock bottom. And it makes a lot of sense. I've never seen him at the bottom since he's been a golden Olympian, and he's done this so fast, people. You know, I did a video about it. I'm going to publish it pretty soon about his success or whatnot. But it's like he's done everything except be where he's at right now. And this is another test for him, and he's doing it well. You know what I mean? But anyway, he's taking it well. So, but anyway, guys, that's just me wrapping it up on Eddie's interview with Fight Hype about Anthony Joshua. You guys tell me what you think. Should he run it back at MSG? Should it be in the States or should it be in the UK? You guys tell me. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.